Sustainable Development Goals na laid out by the UN? Wala ba? Hello?
Parang nawala po si Doc.
Parang nawala si Sir.
Yes.
Exactly, yeah.
Opo, kasi ay,
You have
bali
to
lista,
identify,
ay,
you
listahan
have
po
to
yun ng mga
identify
goals.
among the 17 SDGs the main idea on why you are doing this study and what particular SDG are you trying to address.
Kasi kaya the reason why that is my question is because there are other sources of possible topics. For example, I'm a professor in Bulacan State University. The university itself has its own list of parang mga possible direction po, 'di ba? So hindi ko pa lang nakita yung sa UN, baka more or less somehow align naman sila kasi baka gano'n naman kasi meron yung DOST kasi siya yung agency sa mga research and science, 'di ba, and technologies. Tas meron din yung university. Pero sa tingin ko po may mga pagkakapareho halos kasi halos generic naman yung mga gano'n po sa tingin ko. Tama po ba?
Actually, all the researches being conducted by state universities and colleges, and I think private universities, were aligned or are
Naka-align sa DOST.
We're aligned to the UN SDGs because the DOST Ambition 2040 are also based on the UN SDGs as well. Yes, as well
Okay,
as the roadmap for the National Higher Education, the NERA, and also the department, also the National Economic Development Authority. So
Sa NEDA.
lahat ng 'yon, lahat
Okay.
ng 'yon ay harmonized, no?
Harmonize po.
We're
Okay.
harmonized, and these are all geared towards the realization of the UN SDGs.
Okay.
So doon lahat naka-align.
Opo. Thank you po, sir.
Oo.
Salamat.
Kaya para bang kapag tinanong kayo, ano bang ina-address nung nung study mo? You are addressing poverty alleviation? Is your study focused on zero hunger? Does your study focus on quality education, gender equality, something like that, no? So, search nyo lang yung UN SDGs at alin dyan sa 17 na yan ang ina-address. Kaya, pag-present nyo, pinapa-identify ko sa mga estudyante ko, ano ang ina-address ng study mo sa UN SDGs. Nakita nyo na ba yung mga doon? Yung mga UN SDGs?
Binigyan niyo ba kami ng copy, sir? Parang may po ba?
Yeah,
May...
last time I think I have shown you, no?
Yes, sir.
Pinakita ko na yung
Pinakita po last time.
Oo.
Sige po. Research na lang namin. Hanapin na namin.
So, yan. You can check that. Those images, no? Diyan sa chat, pinadala ko yung Okay. And tama ba? Saan na nga tayo? Doon sa sa selection ng ng specific SDG na gusto nating i-address. Okay? Sige. Anything else? Any question? So we can also base our decision based on our personal experiences na na-encounter ko na yan. So, posibleng ganitong pwede kong gawing study, no? And other existing literature. Okay? What else? But, of course, just like what we are doing, we are discussing on the merits of your proposal, and therefore, nakikita niyo pa ba yung slide?
Yes po, Doc.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Yes
So
po.
therefore, there's a need to refine your topic, and you need to narrow down, especially if the title is quite long, and we need to simplify, make it sexy, make it something that is catchy, and therefore make sure that the title will be encompassing, holistic, that all the things that you will be doing in the paper can be properly reflected on the title. And make sure that you will be able to identify a theoretical framework that would be used as a supporting theory that will back up your argument, and make sure that you define the terms clearly or unambiguously. So make it clear and specific. That is why the title is very important, because just like what I've said last time, kapag ano yan, parang sa dyaryo, no? Kung ano ba yung kanyang front page, ano yung nakabalandra doon sa title ng ating dyaryo. Ganun din sa mga journals. And in our activity last time, when I asked you to do the abstract critiquing, then those abstract of articles that you have chosen that caught your attention, kinuha nyo, di ba? That is why the title is very important. You need to refine your topic. Sometimes I'm telling you that the title is quite vague, it's too long, and it's very broad, and therefore we make it specific and make sure that from those proposed topic or title that you have identified, then we can easily develop the questions and possibly test the hypothesis. So it is important that before you can make any proposed study or proposed research, make sure that you read some literature so that you will be properly armed with information, that you have a backup whenever you make an argument or you make a discussion with your professor that this is my proposal. Why? Why do you like to do that? So that will be the first question to be asked by your teacher. And therefore, because you are familiar with the topic, you have read hundreds of papers on the topic, then it will be you can easily convince your professor that I have done so much reading on the topic, and I have identified the research gap. I know the originality of my paper. I know what is the novelty of my paper, and I know the similarity and the differences between my study and those other researchers who have done a study on this particular topic. So you have to make sure that if your idea has been really tried and you have include all the relevant constructs, or you have really identified the research gap that you really wish to bridge, and make sure that the instruments that you use in data gathering will also be identified based on the readings you have done, because there are times when you also adopt a similar approach, a similar methodology, and therefore you just cite the references of your methodology or process, and always be ready for some common problems that you might encounter along the way. So,
Sir, baka pwede pong magtanong doon sa previous slide?
yes, yes.
Yung pangalawa pong, the second bullet, I think I already sent to you yung questions dun sa ano natin sa chat thread.
Mm.
I would like to know yung difference po ng theoretical framework tsaka yung isa yung conceptual framework.
Okay, okay. The theoretical framework, these are the framework from established theories. So what are the theories that you know in your field, for instance?
Mm.
So can you identify, can you enumerate possible theories that are commonly used in your field, for example?
Halimbawa sir sa field ko na mechanical, gano'n po?
Yes, yes, for
Halimbawa
example.
yung mga theory ng thermodynamics,
Oh,
gano'n
yan.
po. Yung
So yung mga theories doon sa
heat transfer, gano'n.
thermodynamics, yung mga yun din yung ano mo, no? Yun din ang magagamitin mong parang kung ang study mo ay related to related
To
to
heat,
to
thermal.
renewable energy, for instance. So ano yung
Opo.
mga theories on renewable energy? Say for example on wind, on hydrothermal, kunyari ganon. So
Or solar,
you
gano'n.
solar, so photovoltaic, kunwari. So, yung mga theories na yon, you need to be familiar with those. Make
Okay.
sure that, kasi nga, para nagpo-propose ka ng, wala ka namang
Basehan.
scientific basis na sasabihin mo na, this can be tried and can be possibly tested using the theory of ganito. Diba? And I based my design for the aerodynamic, based on the theory of ganyan. Diba?
Mhm.
So, yun yung theoretical framework. Ano yung nila? Ano yung kung kumbaga sa theoretical framework, ano ba yung diagram nila na ginamit doon na pwede mo ring gamitin sa iyong study to simply illustrate your argument. Now, what's the difference with the theoretical framework with the conceptual framework? The conceptual framework is the kumbaga sa snapshot ng research process na gagawin mo. How are you going to do your research? Paano mo gagawin yon? So nakita mo na kaagad yung difference, no? Yung theoretical framework, these are based on established theories.
Established theories. Established.
Yes. The conceptual framework is the diagram that will show the flow of conducting the research. So yun yung conceptual framework. Whether you use a dependent, independent, and intervening variable to illustrate the process on how you will be dealing with the variables in your study. So yun, paano ang relationship ng independent variables and anong maging effect nito doon sa dependent variable mo.
So
Then,
ano ko lang po, i-confirm ko lang by chronological order, mauuna po yung conceptual framework, parang ganun po ba? Sa presentation,
siguro
hindi na.
mas mauna ang depende sa format na bibigay.
Okay po.
Mauna ang theoretical concept. Kasi didiscuss mo muna yung mga anchored on what theory yung mga pinagdidiscuss mo sa sa review of related literature mo. So sa bandang dulo, dahil ito yung mga ginamit mong mga theories, then ito na yung aking research model, framework,
yung
conceptual framework.
But both of them, sir, ang
Yes.
tanong ko po, both of them can be represented sa diagram, tama po ba? Pwedeng gawing parehong diagram ng
It could be in narrative form, could be in diagram, a figure. Pwede.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay po.
So you can present your theoretical framework in narrative or in the form of a diagram. Then discuss mo na lang yung diagram.
Opo.
Then yung conceptual framework, ito yung dinidiscuss mo last time na input, process, output, di ba? So what will be the input sa concept mo, conceptual framework? This will be my concept. I'll be starting with the input of the study. So what are my input to be processed? Di ba? Then what will be the output of my study? What will be the tangible output of my study? So yun siya. So that is the conceptual framework.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you po.
Okay. So we need to prepare, especially when we are presenting a research proposal. Make sure that our idea is really straightforward, specific, well expressed, and the methodology is clear. And the process of evaluating the findings is also clear. So, ang ibig sabihin nito ay merong validity and reliability yung ating pinipresent na idea, no? Dapat klaro. Whatever topic we share, we pitch, make sure that this is straightforward, properly defined, there are clear indicators, and also there is a clear methodology in order to evaluate and determine the validity and reliability of the proposal. So these are the things that we need to take into consideration when we are proposing, that we are very clear on explaining what is the problem, what will be the scope of research to be undertaken, because our purpose is to inform the reader, especially on the nature of the proposed research. And we have to convince them, no, that it is worth doing, that is worth investing, and therefore it will be significant and provide or make a difference to the world, because it could be used as a basis for policy, it could be used as a basis for making decisions, and parang sa ano, di ba? Parang sa COVID-19 na pandemic na may mga studies na ginawa on COVID. So, tayo ba basta-basta na lang magpapaturok ng mga ano, kung hindi naman tayo talagang ano doon sa ano ng vaccine, no? That it's really, so parang ganyan din yan, no, sa ating study. And make sure that we would be able to demonstrate our capacity, our capability, and our expertise in doing the study. Kaya ako tinatanong, ano ba ang ano mo, field of expertise mo? Ano ba ang major mo? Dapat aligned, no? That you have the qualification to undertake such kind of research, that you are capable of doing this and be able to use existing theories relevant to your topic. And make sure that you properly plan and you know exactly what are the phases of the work to be undertaken, what are the components that would fit together in order to come up with a prototype, in order to come up with a good project. No? So alam natin paano ba ang ating itinerary para matapos natin yung study? Ano ba ang general objective mo? Ano ba ang specific objective mo? And what are the things that you need in order to finish? So who will be your target respondents? Who will be your collaborators? Make sure that you know them in order that you can really finish the study, because you will be needing equipment, you will be needing materials. So you need to know where to get those materials. You have a supplier, you need to collaborate with someone who could do the testing, etc. And to contract with different group of people or agencies who can properly help you in completing your research, who could provide you the grant, and who could provide you assistance, and who could lend you some equipment for the testing. So mahalaga ito, no? Kaya sa pag-propose pa lang ninyo, dapat alamin niyo na meron ba tayong equipment na magagamit, magkano, kakayanin ba ng ating budget, kanino tayo hihingi ng tulong, no? So, sino kaya ang mga posibleng lapitan? So, iyan ay mahalaga sa ating paggawa ng proposal. And when you make a proposal, make sure that you have a cover page, you have a summary. Last time, pinadalhan ko na kayo ng form ng DOST, di ba? And I hope nakita nyo, na-browse nyo yun, kung anong mga laman nun. And parang ganito lang din yun, no? Meron siyang introduction, meron siyang literature review, problem statement. So, pero dito sa inyong study, ito yung mga parang kailangan ninyong i-prepare para sa inyong proposal. And make sure that all the references will be properly cited. And you have to summarize the importance or significance of your proposal, citing the intellectual merit and the impact of the study. So, ito yung mga kailangan na ma-specify, no? Yung scientific engineering education, objective of the project, the times and the specific objectives, as well as the method, the process on how this will be realized, no? And parang ano lang din, no, yung 6 P's ito, no? Kaya mahalaga na i-highlight natin itong mga to. And then yung sa review of related literature, tinatanong ni Sir Inaw last time, paano ba gagawin yun, no? Ito yung ginagawa according to Creswell, no? So, the literature review is a written summary of journal articles, books, and other documents that describes the past and current state of information, organizes the literature into topics and documents a need for a proposed study. So, dito, magbabasa ka. No? Magbabasa ka. Hindi ko naman sinabing hindi kayo magbasa. Dapat magbasa kayo. Kaya nga, sinabi ko na at least 50 papers ang basahin nyo. At least yun, minimum, ibig sabihin, no? Ano ba? At least, yeah, at least. Hindi ko naman sinabing at most. 50 below, parang ganon. Kapag at most, no? At least, kapag sinabing at least, minimum of 50 papers. Sa isang article pa lang, meron na siyang references na 30. O di, meron ka ng prospective na ano, no? 50 or 30 na references mula roon. O kung hindi ka pa interesado, mag-download ka ulit. O, then you can get another sources of reference. And therefore, these are secondary information coming from journal articles that are not predatory. Make sure that the journal articles that you will be citing are from reputable publications. And ano ba ang purpose ng review of related literature? Katulad ng sinabi ko, ito ay survey ng mga previous studies, previous investigations ng mga ibang researchers. At dito, sinabing related, dapat related talaga, no? Hindi ano, no? Hindi mga paper na pinagtagpi-tagping paper na pinagkabit-kabit mo doon sa iyong ano, chapter 2. Kasi basura lang 'yon kapag wala namang istorya, no? Walang kakwenta-kwenta, walang story. So dapat yung kwenta dapat may kwento sa likod ng kwenta, no? So ibig sabihin, there must be a story from those 50 papers that you have read. There must be a good story to tell, and make sure na ang mga apel or mga papers na to na binasa nyo ay pang-suporta lang sa inyong sa inyong study. Hindi ito ang pinaka-originality ng study ninyo, kundi ginagamit lang natin itong mga papers na ito. We're trying to use these papers para ma-establish natin yung ating ina-identify na problema or research gap. Parang sinasabi nila, parang tumatayo ka sa balikat ng mga giant. Kasi yung mga binasa mong mga paper, mga known, mga known researchers. Parang tayo ay nakatayo sa balikat ng mga ginagamit natin, yung kanilang papers. Kaya natin sinasite. Pero kapag yung sinasite mo ay mali at predatory, malaking question yun, no? That's why we need to carefully choose which paper to cite. And ang gold standard normally ay yung mga naka-index sa Scopus, sa SCI, sa Clarivate Analytics kasi nakapag-establish na sila ng good reputation. So you need to have an exhaustive review of related literature. There is no set number. Sinabi ko lang na 50 as a minimum para maintindihan nyo naman yung inyong topic. Kapag nakapagbasa ka lang ng 2 paper, sabihin mo, pwede na ako mag-propose. Hindi gano'n, no? Kasi baka may mga duplications, baka may mga nagawa na, uulitin mo lang. So, iniiwasan natin yon, no? So, we really need to exhaust, we need really to understand and synthesize later on the story. Para kang nanood ng sine, no? Nanood ka ng mga siguro 50 na movies on a a, a particular topic. Then saka mo siya ni-review, and then anong mga findings, anong mga doon, no? Then you just highlight. And if possible nga, yung tinatanong kanina ni Miss Eliza, kung anong gagamitin ng mga references, pwede ba yung luma? Pwede naman, sparingly. But in technical terms and technical research, normally ginagamit natin yung mga papers within the last 10 years para medyo mas updated naman, no? And make sure that these are pioneering work, these are original works or seminal works, and syempre make sure that the references are reliable, no? So these are the purpose of the review. You have to gain knowledge about the background of the study that they have done. You can relate it to your proposed study, and you can also check their methodologies, and also what are the significant findings they obtained in their study and how they wrote their report. So doon tayo natututo, no? Ang galing-galing nitong author na to kasi napakasimple ng kanyang pagsusulat at madaling maintindihan. So hindi lang gusto natin gawin sa ating study. Dapat madaling maintindihan ng reader yung paano siya kino-convey yung mga ideas. And these are the references that you could possibly refer to. You can refer to books or journals, electronic databases, bibliographic databases, etc., and other reports, and other unpublished researches such as dissertations and theses. So, katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, hindi yan pinagtagpi-tagping mga cut and paste na review ng mga papers, no? Hindi ganoon siya, hindi siya listahan or mga dapat gagawan natin ng kwento, gagawan natin ng pinaka-essay, no? Kaya ginagamit natin yung mga yan para mag-provide ng magandang insights ng mga status, ano na ba ang ng updates doon sa pinag-aaralan mo, sino na ba ang mga gumawa, at i-lay down mo yung similarity, differences ng gagawin mong study, and ma-justify mo kung bakit ang study na to ay ginagawa. Makikita nyo dito, no? Yung mga masters at saka doctorate, kayo, ginagamit nyo na kung ano yung mga existing theories, ginagamit nyo na kung ano mga existing methods and procedures in order to finish your research. Pero ang mga doctoral students ay normally nag-create ng new idea. And therefore, mas malalim ang study na ginagawa ng mga nagdo-doctoral. Making sure that they will have new knowledge na ma-develop at ito ay may linking ng mga ideas and theories, or they can develop new theories. So, yun, mas malalim. Ingay yung aso namin. So,
Doc?
yun siya, no? Yes.
Bali, doon po sa mga existing na mga ideas, pwede ka rin kumuha, hindi ka ba
Yung sinasabi ko na kumuha ka, pero sabihin mo kung kanino yun galing. Huwag mong ariin.
Okay.
Oo. Hindi yung nagka-cut and paste ka. Sinasabi mo na itong study na to ay galing kay ganito. Ang sabi ni ganito, ganyan. So parang nagmamarites ka dyan eh. Dito sa review of related literature, nagmamarites ka dito, no? Sinasabi mo na dito na may mga 5 papers tungkol dito sa topic na to. Sina ganito, ganyan, nag-aral ng ganito. Di ba? Parang ganon. O base sa
Yes.
report ni
Yes, po.
ganito, o ganun siya. Dito sa chapter 2 Marites ito, no? Hindi ito pag-aariin mo na sa'yo yan. Kasi mahalata ka eh.
Yes.
Oo, mahalata ka na
Yes.
kapag nagka-copy and paste ka, ang galing naman ito
Opo.
mag-English at kopya-kopya. Kapag yan ay sinerch doon sa doon sa internet, madali na kasing magtingin ngayon eh. At meron tayong anti-plagiarism check, 'di ba? Meron tayong turn it in or mga other anti-plagiarism check na niya, na nalalaman niya kung saan galing itong statement na to, kay kanino galing. So, hindi ka pwedeng magsinungaling kasi merong software. So, kung magmamarites ka lang din lang, sabihin mo na sinabi ni Tessa at sa kanya ganito daw, ganyan. Pero base sa kanilang study, nakalimutan nilang pag-aralan itong ganitong aspeto. Kaya, dito sa study ko, ito ang aking gagawin. May ganun ba? So, yan ang purpose ng review of related literature. Na alamin ano na ang mga nagawa, ano ang mga problema na na-encounter, ano ang mga pagkakamali na nagawa na dapat huwag ulitin, at ano ang mga methodology na ginamit na pwede mo rin gamitin. Kung hindi naman masamang gumamit ng methodology nila, sabihin mo lang din sa paper mo na ang methodology na gagamitin ko sa study na to ay galing kay ganyan. Okay?
Pero po, Dok, sa doctoral, ano po yan? Hindi pwedeng ganyan.
Pareho lang
Sa
din,
masteral
ganun lang din. Pareho lang din. Ang pagkakaiba lang ng mga doctoral saka masters, kung tutuusin, yung mga masters, ginagamit na nila yung mga established na mga theories, etc. Itong mga doctoral, as much as possible, makapag-develop ng mga new theories. Kayo, gagamitin nyo lang yung mga theories na dinevelop na. Adapt yung mga Pero sila, kung maaari, makapag-develop ng bagong study.
Ay, salamat, Doc, sa naliwanagan.
Other questions? Yes, Joseph. Joseph, anong tanong?
Hindi ko lang naibaba, Doc. Sorry.
Okay. So, ituloy ko lang para matapos konti itong So, you need to record, Kailangan yung i-organize yung inyong mga review of related literature. Laging meron kayong notebook or meron kayong notes na hawak-hawak para kapag may nabasa kayo, ilista nyo saan galing, kailan ninyo sinight, kailan nyo anong page, ganyan. So, mahalaga yan. Pero kung kayo naman ay very organized and systematic, mag-create kayo ng folder, Kunyari may folder kayo, create kayo ng folder para sa mga diagrams, create kayo ng folder para sa mga methodology, create kayo ng folder ng mga articles na magkakapareho ng thematic, So, ganun siya, organize. Para pag hinanap mo, hindi bubukla din lahat. Dapat bawat folder properly labeled. And inside, yung mga topics, yung mga title mo, ilagay mo. Kasi madugo. Kapag meron kang 100 na papers na hahanapin, so dapat naka-organize lahat. And yun ang purpose ng mga source card. Pero sa ngayon, meron naman na kayong computer. So all you need to do is to type. Meron kang Microsoft Word, o di-type mo. Kung meron kang Excel file, di-Excel file mo. So yun lang ang ibig sabihin nito, na ito yung ilalagay mo, ano yung pangalan ng author, ito yung format, ito yung dati pa, nung nagla-library pa ang mga tao, pero sa ngayon, bibihirang mag-library ang mga tao, mag-search lang sa internet, ang dami nilang makukuha ng mga articles, Kasi may mga electronic files na rin naman, kaya siya ganyan, So these are the things that you need to consider, the author's name. Pero pina-assign ko sa inyo, pina-assignment ko sa inyo yung mga citation styles, formats. I hope na familiar na kayo at nabasa nyo na yan. So you have to properly record all the information using a note card, And ito yung mga yon, no? Always remember na kapag tayo ay nagre-review ng literature, ay pipiliin natin yung mga relevant literature na talaga namang original, na madaling intindihin, na ito ay within the 10-year period, at properly ito ay naka-index, no? Cited and index, no? In Scopus or STI or in Clarivate Analytics, etc. So, yan yung mga ginagawa. These are the guidelines and the mechanics and language usage normally, no? At ito yung pina-assignment ko sa inyo last time, no? Sa tingnan nyo kung ano ba yung mga ano. So, make sure na ang inyong mga discussions ay thematically arranged or pwede rin naman chronologically arranged yung inyong discussion or by theme, no? Yung inyong gagawin. And make sure that ito, yung mga dapat na sundan. Proper citations, huwag gagamit ng mga slang, mga colloquial, or mga vulgar na mga terms at mga idiomatic expressions kasi ito ay technical writing. Hindi naman ito poetry or mga ng expression, no? So that's why it should be straightforward and avoid slang, no? Statements. So always see to it that you have to maintain a good record, a good journal, and make sure that you have all the copies. Tulad ng sinabi ko kanina, organize nyo lang yan, ilagay nyo sa inyong computer files, and provide a title or a caption, or lagyan nyo ng kung ano magiging title ng bawat file. No? And if you have concerns, you can consult an expert. And siguro yung mga kukuhanin yung mga ida-download yung mga files, make sure na meron kayong proper safekeeping. And you can also send it to your emails, no? Para madaling ma-access kung kinakailangan. So ano ba yung mga questions? So dapat meron kang good research question. Make sure na ito yung statement of the problem. This is what I'm saying about the statement of the problem. Pero kung declarative statement naman, make sure that it is stated clearly. It should be very short or concise, no? And you have to can be formulated based on theories or past or previous questions, and should address one concept and should be measurable. So ang mga dito declarative statements, no? So yun, you have to get one or two questions that will serve in your thesis as a paper chapter. Pero sa inyo naman, iba kasi yung nyo, normally mga apat, no, na objectives. Isang general objectives, apat na specific objectives, and then you have to make sure that you observe, no, yung giving credit to whom the credit is due. Ito yung proper citations. At ito nga yung ating flow of ideas from the topic to a research problem to the evidence for the importance of the problem and the deficiencies in knowledge about the problem and your target beneficiaries of the paper or the problem that you are trying to address. So, ito yung mga titignan nyo, no? What are the ethical issues on the topic that you would like to work on? What is the research problem? Ethical violations among football recruiters, kunyari, no? So ito yung niya. What is the gap in the literature about this? So, there must be an evidence or proof na meron talagang kulang na and then sino ngayon ang dito magbe-benefit, paano? So yan siya. So ano bang pag-ano ng topic, problem, purpose, and question? So from general to specific, yung ating pag-construct, no? So you have the topic is distance learning. What is the research problem? Lack of students in distance learning classes. What's the purpose? To study why students do not attend distance education classes. What is the research question? Does the use of website technology in the classroom deter students from enrolling in a distance education class? So parang ganyan siya, no? So ito naman, ganun din, no? Mobile robotics. So what's the research problem? multi-objective motion planning. What's the purpose? Time and energy are conflictual criteria. However, both will contribute to high efficiency of the robot. And research question, how limitation on motor torques can be handled for such a minimum time and energy plan. So from general to specific. No? So alam naman natin na wala talagang study na perfect. Laging ano yan, no? Laging a work in progress. And therefore, yung mga data na yan ay very raw pa yan. And therefore, through time, you can improve and you can make it a good one. No? And therefore, the statistical or mathematical tools that you use will help you refine this data that you have gathered. So, huwag kayong matakot magsulat kahit Tagalogin niyo pa yan, okay lang yan. Kapag wala kayo sa mood at hindi niyo kaya mag-English, Tagalogin niyo lang yan. Anyway, may time naman para mag-revise, no? You just write down your thoughts, you write down your ideas, and continue writing. Then, when you have a time to revise the draft, and then you rewrite it. No? So, ganun lang siya. Tapos yung last part, yung third part is yung methodology. So, siguro stop na lang tayo dito. No? Anyway, methodology naman na to. So, next time na lang natin to i-discuss. Focus muna tayo dito sa review of related literature. No? So, okay lang ba? Yes. Ay, naku. Narinig ba yung aking ano? Sige. So, we'll end here sa methodology, no? Then, our next activity will be about, yun nga, sa review of related literature. Okay na ba yun? But in the presentation, you just select siguro yung top 10 na very close to your, no? 10 lang. Okay? Sige. Any question? Clarification? Meron po ba? Naintindihan ba yung ating discussion?
Yes po, sir.
Yes, sir po.
Okay.
Yes po, Doc.
Okay, it's already,
Oh, maliwanag.
5:16. Sorry for the, very, ano tayo? Sige. So, magpicturean na tayo. Kung may tanong, just ask. Kung may tanong kayo, magtanong lang. Baka may clarifications, no? Charlton, may tanong ba? Joseph?
Ay, wala na po. Okay na po, Doc.
Joanna? Okay, sige.
Okay na
Magpicturean
po,
na
Doc.
tayo. So, please work on your titles, no? Para matapos na tayo ng then makastart na kayo ng review of related literature ninyo. Okay. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Sige, okay na to. Siguro, picture natin. No?
Okay na po, Doc.
Okay, thank you. Pwede na kayong mag-leave.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you
you po,
very
Doc.
much. No?
Thank you po,
Thank you.
Doc.
Thank you, Doc.
Bye
Okay,
po.
okay.
My
Thank you.
title.
Kung may mga tanong,
Welcome
just
po.
feel free to message me.
Okay po, Doc. Thank you po.
Salamat po, Doc.
Thank you, classmates.
Okay, thank you.